we're here at the eMetrics Marketing Optimization Summit, Washington, D.C. And I'm Daniel Weisberg. I'm here with Stephane Hamel. He's a consultant, educator, advocate of web analytics. He does a lot of things for the industry. Mm-hmm. And you've spoken at eMetrics a lot of times. And what did you talk about this time?
I did the first session where I did an introduction of a proposition I did, where I spent some time looking at the concept of a maturity model for web analytics. So I did an introduction of that, starting from the strategy, and then looking at the creative part of things, and concluding with the analytics part of the job that we're doing. Because even if we're in analytics, we still need to be creative and bring good recommendations that are aligned with the strategy. So that was the first topic that I talked about. Then today I did an interesting session where we didn't have any PowerPoint, we didn't have any set plans, but the topic was to talk about key performance indicators and ask people in the room to share their questions, and collectively we tried to answer them. So that was very interesting, a good sharing of knowledge. And tomorrow I'm doing a full day workshop on the concept of the online analytics maturity model. So
what's the online analytics maturity model?
What I did is I spent several months looking at why are some organizations succeeding at doing web analytics and so many others are failing at, and people end up saying that web analytics is hard. So I looked at what are the success factors, what are the things that you should be looking at if you want to be successful at doing web analytics. So there are 6 critical process areas that you need to look into. So be it management, do you have a process in place? Do you have the right resources and the right team structure to work on that? The scope, what are the objectives that you have? And of course the tools and the technology and data integration that you use in your analysis and stuff like that. So it's being used and looked into by several agencies and consultants and practitioners that are using it to spark discussion. You know, at least the model is not aimed to be a perfect solution, but it's aimed to spark discussions and bring interest. So I think from that perspective, it's interesting.
You have a paper available on the website, right?
Yeah, so on my website, you can go to emeria.net mm-hmm. and go in the section about the online analytics maturity model, and there's a paper and there's a self-assessment tool where you can go and fill out, you know, which country, how many years of experience you have, what is the vertical you're in, and then answer a number of questions that have, over time, have proven to be good indicators of your level of maturity when it comes to web analytics.
Okay, we'll just add a link below the video, so just look for the link.
Yep.
Excellent. So I think you'd agree that analytics is a lot about consulting, either if we're talking about an external mm-hmm. Company or an internal team. So yep. You've been in the field of consulting mm-hmm. quite a lot of time. So yeah. What tips do you give to us analysts?
I think there's 2 types of consultants. There's the tactical consultants, where you need someone to help out on a very specific issue that is more operational or tactical. You need a SEO specialist, or you need someone to optimize your marketing campaigns at a very tactical level. And then there's the other type of consulting where it's much more about the business. So it's more aligned. What is the strategy? What are the objectives? How do I measure success? How do I bring a culture or a data-driven culture within an organization that traditionally have been working, you know, taking decisions on gut feel and stuff like that. So I really see 2 types, and be it external consultant or internal, I think eventually we are going toward playing a role as a business analyst. We need to understand the business, and we need to understand the processes And marketing is one process also, or in fact several processes. So we need to understand that and look at the data and make recommendations that are really aligned with the business. Otherwise, there's a lot of activities that are going on. I'm thinking about social media stuff, where sometimes it's really cool, but it's not necessarily well aligned with the business side of things. So I think we play a role of, we're evangelists within the organization to change the culture. We are specialists because we know one specific field. We are analysts, of course, because we want to understand an issue and bring good recommendations. So yeah, we have multiple hats.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
And you've been a member of the board of directors of the Web Analytics Association for 3 years now, right?
The term is 2 years, so it's been almost a year and a half, or a year and a quarter and 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you share with us what the association is doing to foster the field, and what us members can do to help you?
We had an interesting, so from time to time there's board meetings every month on the phone, but from time to time we go off-site and we spend 2 full days talking about the strategy and the mission of the WA, and we did one recently, and one of the things that came out of it is there's basically 3 things that we're looking into. The first one is the do. What you can do when you are a member, what you can do to contribute to the community of Web Analytics. The second one is get. What you can get when you're a member. You can get valuable content. You can get networking. And you can get value out of the WA. So one is what I can do for the community, what I can really, the experience I have to share, and the other one is what I'm receiving from the community. And the third one is be, what I can be when I'm part of the WA. One of the things that we've spent a lot of time on is the certification. So you can be certified, or you can be trained, or you can come to a conference like eMetrics and stuff like that. So those are the 3 areas, the do, the get, and the be, that we're looking into and really developing specific activities or specific actions based on those 3 areas. So we're really keeping busy trying, bringing new value for members, and also looking forward to where is the industry moving, because we want to make sure that we stay aligned with the expectation of the members.
Okay, so we talked earlier today about your new project, very interesting.
Yeah.
So would you share with us what it is and why you think it's important for them?
Yeah, so some people know me because I created a tool called WASP a couple of years ago, and when I created it, I was really I created it for me primarily, and eventually found that, oh yeah, it could be useful for other people. So I built a tool to solve a problem I had. And now, more recently, I was working with several clients and looking at several agencies and consultants and practitioners working with Google Analytics. And there's a lot of tips and tricks and hacks that you can do to enhance Google Analytics, but most of the time they are not either from a technical perspective, they are not well developed, or they are not accessible enough, and so on. So I'm working on what I call a GA add-ons, where it's packaging a number of features that are enhancing the default GA Google Analytics implementation in a way that is seamlessly integrating with the normal tagging of Google Analytics. So it's a little project. It's I like doing research and development and trying to make things easier. So that's what I did with WASP. That's what I did also and keep doing with the online analytics maturity model, is trying to make things easier. And GA add-ons is a bit like the same idea of, can we make our job easier? And I think so.
Great. So thank you, Stéphane. It was
Welcome.
a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks to you.